brief introduction of the guests. Okay, so just let me know once you can see my screen, okay? So, all right, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Okay, great, great, great. All right then, that's great. Okay, so today's session, like I mentioned, is going to be a practical session. Sorry, I was supposed to click on slideshow. I don't know why I kept clicking on share. Okay. All right, I believe you can see my screen. So the training is pretty much it's pretty much practical training. Grouping and categorizing data sets in Looker Studio is what we will be focusing on today. And if you know about Amdari already, can you, or no, let me just say, if you don't know about Amdari, can you give me a 2 in the chat? Just give me a 2 if you don't know about Amdari. You've never heard about Amdari. Okay, Shola doesn't know about Amdari or what we do. Who else? Who else does not know about Amdari? Because I would love to let you know what Amdari does. Okay, you can just keep it coming while I just wanted to know how much of the people on the call know Amdari. And I see that we have quite a number of people who don't know Amdari. Rachel, Blessing. Okay, so Amdari is that platform that helps you build real world experience when you work on projects, right? By working on projects on Amdari, and when I say project, I mean projects in data science, data analytics, and data engineering. When you work on projects on Amdari, you're able to build experience. So we notice that when people are done with a training program, they struggle with gaining real world experience. They struggle with getting internship placements. They struggle with getting projects, real world projects to work on. It's pretty much the same project that people use over and over, the same practice project that people use over and over. It's pretty much what everybody has either in their portfolio, and it's even limited. You don't get to have quite a number of projects in your portfolio to showcase to recruiters or hiring managers. So Amdari built that platform that helps you to access over 200 projects that you can work on to gain real world experience. What this project does is that it gives you the needed experience in data science, data engineering, and data analytics, right? That's what the platform does. And as you work on this project, you're exposed to experience also in Looker Studio, in Excel, in Tableau, in Power BI, and all of that. That's what the platform pretty much helps you do. And as you do that, you build your job ready portfolio as well in the process, right? So this is one of the things. Let me know if you understand all of this. That's for people who are just hearing and knowing about Amdari for the first time. Just give me a thumbs up if that's very, very clear. Is that clear? Okay, great, great, awesome. So I would also just quickly introduce you to our facilitator. But first off, this is my name is Omoumi Victoria Samson, and I am a business and tech executive. I am highly skilled in areas that has to do with technology, like web development, marketing, product management, and entrepreneurship as a whole. I have a proven track record of delivering impactful results across various industries, as well as industries like film tech, ed tech, and also the marketing industry in general. So I currently work as the CTO and COO at Amdari, and like I mentioned, I'm hosting this session. Then I'd like you to meet your facilitator. His name is Ise, and he's a seasoned technology professional with about 5 years of experience. Um, yeah, about 5 years of experience, right? Spanning across data analytics, business analysis, power platform development, and more recently, predictive AI engineering. The the lead in charge of training operations at Analytics, ISOSA, has cultivated a rich background in various roles like as a data analyst, as a business analyst, and also power platform engineer. So he has worked across companies in the UK, US, Canada, Singapore, and Nigeria. And trust me, you are in safe hands when it comes to learning all that is to data science, data engineering, or data analytics. So I'll be handing over to Ise. Hi, Ise, are you there? And are you ready for us today?
Yeah, I am. Hello, Omomi, and hello,
Hi,
everyone.
Ise.
Uh, Yeah, thank you very much. It's good to be here. Please, can you make me co-host, please? Okay, I think that would make it
Okay.
easier for me.
Yeah,
All right.
definitely, definitely.
Okay, great. So, and you can stop sharing now, Omobi. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the session. I'm Aisha, sir, but we'll get to know more about me later on. Of course, Omomi has done a fantastic job of just giving us some snippets, but I would like to say all of those things are mundane. All right, there's some spectacular things about me which we get to know. But first of all, I want you to understand what we are going to be learning today, or what we are going to be doing today. There are three different things that are sure. All right, we have three sure things. Number one is the fact that we are going to be having fun. We are going to have fun. That's a no-brainer. We are going to be having fun in today's session. And number two is that we are going to be learning. All right, we are going to have fun. Like I said, a no-brainer. That is sure. Number two is that we are going to be learning. And number three is the fact that you joined the session today. I'm sure your day was going fine. Your day just got a whole lot better. So when you are done with the session, when you're done with this training, okay, we are going to look back and you'll be glad you joined in. That being said, I want to know if we are really together. I want to know if we are ready to learn. And for us to confirm that, I would like us to use the reactions just like we are doing already. Okay, so I'm glad I did not even need to mention something for that to be done. I can see that we are already using the reactions. That means that we are ready to go. And we want to take a deep dive into Lucas Studio. And of course, more importantly, we want to have fun. Okay, that is very important. And we are going to be doing that today, right at this moment. That's something that's sure. Now, I'm going to go ahead to I'm going to go ahead to share my screen so we take a look at what we have today. Now, Omomi asked at the start of the session if we have knowledge of Lucas Studio. All right, do you have some knowledge of Lucas Studio? Have you worked with Lucas Studio before? And we had a lot of no, and there's no problem. All right, that's absolutely fine because in the session we're going to take things from the basic. We start from the basics and then we build up there, working with the time we have, of course. Now we are going to be working on a case study. We are going to take a case study approach because I understand that most of the persons here, if not each and every one of you, that what we are concerned about is how we can go ahead to leverage Lucas Studio in our profession. What we are concerned about is how we can go ahead to leverage Lucas Studio as a data analyst, a data scientist, a data engineer. Although data engineering, you really don't have any business with Lucas Studio. Maybe you can work with Luca, but not Lucas Studio. But anyways, there's no bad thing in learning. Okay, so we I'm sure that is what we are looking out for. How we can leverage this tool in our profession. And so that's the reason why we are going to be going through a case study approach, whereby we get to see how we can leverage Lucas Studio in reality, and not just learning about, oh, this is what you click on, this is what you click on. How we can use this to solve actual business problems. Are you with me? All right, so Stephanie is with me. Okay, good to know. Andrew is with me. Johnson is with me. I have Ola BC with me as well. I need more responses. I don't think you guys know me. I doubt it. But if you do, you know that I love, reactions. I love communication. And of course, we might not be able to communicate now. Everyone might not be able to unmute themselves and speak. But one way that we can have that communication is by you using the reactions, and not just the reactions, but also the chat box. So you can go ahead to send things from the chat box. I have my chat box opened up. You can ask your questions in there. I can see that some hands have been raised at the moment. I'll take questions, but probably that will be at the end of the session. Okay. If you have a pressing question, you can send that to the chat box and I would answer your question. So David, good to know that you're with me. All right. Adewale, are you with me? Adewumi, what about you? Are you with me? Jackie, how are you doing? Kabiru, can we go ahead? Nina, Nana, Olabisi. Okay, are you with me? Some say, Samuel. Okay, fantastic. So enough of that. Let's move on. Yeah, but about me, of course, Among mentioned all of this. I'm Aisha Sagmalaho, as you can see from the name tag. So if you take a look at the name tag at the bottom left, you get to see my name. Okay. Friends call me Aisha. That's if Aisha does not work for you, you can call me Aisha. I guess maybe the fact that you are here in the session, I could say you're my friends, or maybe acquaintances at least. Okay. And yeah, I'm a seasoned technology professional. I have experience across data analytics, business analysis, power platform, predictive AI engineering. But all of these things have been said. All of these things are more, all of these things, they're mundane. Like I said, they're ordinary. You can, yeah, the other persons that might have done same. Okay, there's something unique about me, which I'll probably tell you at the end of the session. But a fun fact about me. Oh, you know what? You know what? I'm going to put this out there. I'm going to list four different facts. Four different facts, or maybe not facts, because facts are truthful. So I'm saying I'm going to list three facts and one lie, and I want you to tell me the lie. I'll list four different things. Three of them are true about me. These are four things about me, okay? Three of them are true, and one is a lie. Okay? Now, let's listen in. Number one is I am a football player. I play football. Okay? That's number one. Listening. Okay, listening. I want you to choose the one that's false. Like I said, there are some exciting things. We are done with the mundane things, okay, the ordinary things. Let's go into the nicer things. Number one is that what I can play football. That's number one. Is it true or is it false? Let's see. Number two is that I am a chess player. I'm a very good chess player. Is that true or not? I can play chess. Is that true or not? Number three is I can speak French. Is that true? Can I speak French? Okay. Can I speak French? Is that true? And number four is I have a degree in computer science. All right. I'll repeat. Number four is what? I have a degree in computer science. Now, I want you to go ahead and tell me which of them is false. Number one, I can play football. I am a football player. Number two, I am a chess player. Okay. Number three is the what? Number three, I can speak French. And number four, I have a degree in computer science. Okay. So I can see responses. So Johnson says chess, true. I can play chess. Football, lie. I can play football. Speaking French, yes, that's true, and that I do have a degree in computer science. David says number four is false. David says, "Oh no, I just say you don't have a degree in computer science." Okay, Andrew says I am a mind reader, so I think Andrew knows Aisha. So I think Andrew, I feel we have communicated sometime. Okay, for you to know I'm a mind reader. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so yeah, Andrew says I can play chess. And then says number four is false, that I do not have a degree in computer science. Sheena says I don't have a degree in computer science as well. Asad says number one is false, that is what? I can't play football. Omoni says number two is false, I can't speak French. And Adebola says number four is a lie. Which of them is true? Now, number one, I can play football. Is that true? Yes, I can play football. Back in school, back in college, okay, back in university, I had about 11 medals, 11 football medals. I know it might sound fictitious now. That's in my bedroom, so I'm currently in my workstation. I would have loved to grab all of the medals and show it to you. All right, so you get to see the 11 medals I'm talking about from football. I know many persons don't believe. They're like, "Oh, I should say, are you sure?" With the glasses and all of that. How 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 does that? How did that even work? But yes, that is true. Okay. Number two is I am a chess player. Yes, I'm a very good chess player. I'm a very good chess player. Of course, there are people that are obviously better than I am, but I am good. Okay, I am a good chess player. There was a time where I used to go for FIDE rated tournaments. If you understand if you know about a chess, you would know what I mean by FIDE rated tournaments. And I have a rating and all of that. So I'm a good chess player. I can play chess. Maybe I might have been in the decline because I've that has kind of taken a back seat in recent times. Okay, and number three, I can speak French. French. Je parle français. Okay, that is French with an accent. Okay. Anyways, yes, I can speak French. All right. I'm looking to be fully conversational by the end of the year, and that is another fun fact about me. Okay. Yes. One thing I realize is that one of the barriers I have right now, in terms of the numerous opportunities available to me, is the fact that for some organizations I would need to work with, language can be a barrier, and so that is but yeah, so I've been working on my French and I've gotten pretty good. All right. And yeah, I can speak French. So number four is what? Number four is what? I don't have a computer science degree. I do not have a computer science degree. All right. So I actually have a degree in forestry and wildlife. All right, that's what I studied back in school. So I'm a forester by profession, I guess I can say. All right, but here I am in tech. That should serve as a maybe some sort of inspiration to you. And for those of us that might be wondering, oh, I didn't study this, I don't have any background, and I studied this in school. Can I succeed in tech? Can I do this? Can I do that? Yes, it's very, very possible. Have done that. And no one has asked ever, oh, the fact you didn't study computer science means that, oh, there's nothing for you. In all my career, no one has said that. Now, I beginning the session this way because I feel that in addition to us learning about Lucas Studio, something that each and every one of us struggle with, at least maybe not each and every one, but most of us, is the ability to fully transition into tech. It's one thing for you to learn the skills, and it's another thing for you to get the job. All right, and it's possible. Anyways, we go into that later on. But now, that's it about me. Okay, that's it about me. So moving into what? Lucas Studio. Can we move on, please? I want to. I hope I'm not. I hope you're not bored. Maybe I've bored you and I've bored you. Okay, and at the moment you're like, oh, I should say, can you please stop that and move on to Lucas Studio? I hope that was not the case. Okay, so a thumbs up means, oh, so we are good to go. I'm having fun. All right. Okay, fantastic. But I just got a few responses. I got a response from Johnson and Adeni. What about the rest of us? We are close to 70 on the call. I expect more and more responses, more reactions. Okay. All right, fantastic. So let's move on. Okay, let's move on. The case study we are working on is an edtech company, and they they operate in the rapidly evolving edtech industry. Like you see, they're an edtech firm, and they have different courses that people come around to purchase. They have learners worldwide. They're doing pretty well. They're a big player in the industry. Okay, doing amazingly well. But there is an issue. All right, there is an issue, and what is that issue? It's the end of the year. All right, it's the end of the year. And Eonet is carrying out what we like to call annual performance evaluation. For those of us that are professionals, I'm sure I'm sure you know about end of the year review, whereby it's the end of the year and it's the end of the year and the company has a review, maybe a meeting, and everyone is speaking and saying things like, oh, did we achieve our goals or did we not achieve our goals? Were we able to what did we do this year? Was this year a good year for us? What do we need to do going into next year? All right. So that is what Eonet is looking to do. And while they are trying to do this, they encountered an issue. Should I say an issue? Maybe we can call it an issue. Yes, it is an issue. And what is the problem? While analyzing their data, they notice that the data is not well structured and categorized. They want to be able to make inferences such as what is our low cost product or our low cost courses that you can go ahead to purchase for a low fee. Maybe you can purchase a course for about $5 or $10, something low, and then a medium price courses, and then let's say premium or something more expensive. All right. They want to be able to understand things like that. They want to be able to understand things like, oh, what is our content duration? The content duration of each and every one of these courses. Which of them is low? Which of them is high? Which of them is medium? All of those things I've talked about is all about categorization. And at the moment, Eonet Global does not have that. Their data set is just a bunch of numbers. Their data set contains things like, oh, we have 50, contains things like, we have this course is sold for $100. This course is sold for $20. This course is sold for $40. There's really no categorization. So with that, it's not going to be easy for you to make inferences. With that, you won't be able to make valuable decisions, such as, oh, do customers go for our high-end courses or do they go for our low-end courses? That is a problem. We are going to get that sorted out. We are going to categorize this data, which you will see in due time, because of course I know for a fact that you've not seen the data set. At the moment, what you're seeing is just a slide that reads problem statement. And you can see a guy on the screen with an Amdari background speaking and waving his hands. Okay, that's what you can see at the moment. Just hold up. You'll get to see the data set very soon. And you'll be able to understand the problem that Eonet is currently facing. Okay, so stay with me. So we are going to that's the problem, and we are going to fix this problem, but we want to understand the rationale of the project. Now, what is the meaning of rationale? What is the importance of what we are about to do? Now, we know that we want to go ahead to categorize the data, but what is the importance of that in Eonet? When we categorize the data, something that a list of things that we will be able to accomplish for Eonet at least, is that we are going to provide data organization and clarity to them. Remember, if the end of the year, they're trying to carry out an annual performance review, so we categorizing the data set, it's going to make a whole lot more sense. That's the data, I mean. We want to also ensure that they have enhanced analytical accuracy, because when your data set is categorized, dashboards make more sense. When your data set is categorized, charts and graphs make more sense. We also want to ensure that we enhance the decision making of Eonet, for them to go ahead to make decisions and know that the decisions they made were based off of what? Data. There's this saying, and I repeat this, I mentioned this so many times, the saying that says, if we have data, let's look at data. And if all we have are opinions, then let's go with mine. Eonet at the moment, they have data. They want to make sense of the data. They want to go over the data. But we need to make the data more dataful, in quotes. So there's nothing like dataful. That's just a word I came up with. Okay. So please, in case if you quote me somewhere, know I place that in quotes. I hope the recording please don't cut that out of the recording, okay? So no one says, oh, Aisha, sir, what was that? Anyways, that's by the way. So that is the rationale of the project. And of course, I'm streamlining reporting processes. Okay. Now, what is the aim? What are we looking to achieve for this project? Remember, this is a case study. We are going to work on a business scenario to see how we can apply to see how we can go ahead to apply Looker Studio. And so the aim of the project for the business is, of course, number one, we have effective categorization. Number two, we have what? Streamlined reporting. And number three, we have what? Enhanced clarity. These three things are what we are looking to achieve with this project. The data description, we are going to see what the data looks like, but you have in the data set, you have things like the course ID, the subject, the is paid column, the number of subscribers, the number of reviews. I get to show you this data set. All right, so over here you have you're going to get the slides, you get access to the slides, so you can you can take a look at the data description in case if maybe there's some parts of the data that are really not well that are not clear to you. So you have clarity. The tool we're going to be using is Looker Studio, as you well know. Looker Studio is fantastic. Many persons don't really know how to use Looker Studio. Many data analysts now, because the popular tools out there is that you have your data. What's it called? You have your Power BI. That's your Power Business Intelligence. You have your Tableau. Those are the main business intelligence tools. But Looker Studio is here. Looker Studio is actually a subset of Looker. There is Looker and there's Looker Studio. Okay, Looker and Looker Studio. They are two different things. Don't miss that up. All right. So if someone tells you, do you know how to use Looker? It's not the same as do you know how to use Looker Studio. All right. That's just by the way. Okay, so Looker Studio is more of a visualization tool. It's a tool used for building dashboards. That's just it. While for your Looker, you can do some other things in Looker, such as your machine learning. You can build data models in Looker. Looker is like your Power Query, in Power BI desktop. While Looker Studio is like your Power BI desktop, because Power BI consists of 4 different components: your Power Query, your Power BI desktop, your Power BI mobile, and your Power BI service, also known as your Power BI Pro. So Looker is more like your Power Query, while Looker Studio is like your Power BI desktop. All right. But with Looker, you can do more things than you can actually do in Power Query. But that's just to let you know that there is a difference between what Looker Studio and Looker. And what we are going to be working with is Looker Studio. For you to get access to Looker, Looker is a paid platform. You need to pay. You need to pay to get access to Looker. For you to get access to Looker Studio, you need to subscribe to Google Cloud Platform. Looker, you need to pay separately, like you pay, like you pay. I don't really know how to explain that. You just need to pay. You pay. Money rules the world. Apparently, okay. So you pay to get access to Looker. But for Looker Studio, you can pay for Google Cloud Platform, and Looker Studio would be attached to it. But Looker, you pay for Looker separately. At least the last time I checked. Maybe things have changed now. I hope we're still with me. Okay, fantastic. So good to know. So that's it about Looker. And the data set, this is the data set we're going to be working with. With me. If you're not able to practice alongside with me, no problem. The session is recorded and you will get access to the recording. All right. For you to get access to Looker, you can have a try to Looker Studio. Sorry, you can have what? A trial, known as you can have a trial, 30-day trial, whereby you are given about 300 credits in the Google Cloud Platform that you can use to work with Looker. But for you to get access, sorry, Looker Studio. All right, I think I'm going to call it LS, so I don't make up. So please note, Looker and Looker Studio are two different things. Okay, I'm going to say LS. So when I say LS, no, I'm talking about Looker Studio. All right. So for you to get access to LS, you can work with the trial version. That's the trial method. You sign up for free, where you get to have a 30-day trial. But for you to have access to that 30-day trial, you would need to insert your payment details. All right, just like, oh, for example, Spotify, if you're familiar with Spotify, or if you're familiar with LinkedIn, if you have a LinkedIn premium account or something, when you're looking to, you can have a 30-day free trial, but you need to insert your payment details for you to have access to the trial. And then you have, in case if you don't want to pay, you have to ensure you decline payment before the 30 days elapses, or you'll be automatically debited. All right. So due to that fact, some of us at the moment, maybe you're not with your card, you didn't plan that you are going to need to subscribe to the platform, and you don't have access to Lucas Studio previously. It might be a bit tricky for you to follow up now, for you to follow through now. So what you can do is listen in, and then when you get access to Lucas Studio, to LS, you can go ahead to watch the recording and practice alongside. All right, let's move on. Let's take a look at the data set. All right, let's take a look at what a data set. This is the data set. I'm just going to share that part of my screen. All right, so this is the data set. This is what the data set looks like. Now, I think this my screen might be a bit. Can you guys see my screen? I may need to unpin my video. So okay, you can see it. Okay, and it's clear, it's legible. You can see what's written. I believe you can see what's written. Because if your screen is not so large, maybe you don't have a 17-inch screen. Okay, so I think everyone is great. Fantastic. Good to know. Now, this is the data set. And this is the data set from Eonet. Once you click on that link, it will be automatically downloaded. All right. Once you click on the link I sent to the chat box, just click on it. It will be automatically downloaded. This is the website. Did I say website? Sorry. This is the data set. And you would see that we have the price column. All right. We have the price column. And we have the content duration column. With the price column at the moment, we really can't make any inference. With the price column, we can't tell what's happening or what's not happening, because we most likely are they more likely going to subscribe to high courses, that's courses that you need to pay, courses that are in the high side, on the high side, or are they more likely to pay for courses that are low in price? We can't tell. We can't tell. Why can't we tell? Because at the moment, we just have a bunch of numbers. We have 200, we have 45, we have 75. There's really no way we can use, you know what? Enough talk. Let's go into Looker. I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, let's go into Looker. But this is what the data set looks like. All right, let's go into Looker. Now, this is Looker Studio. For you to get access to Looker Studio, you can just come over to your tab and just type in Looker Studio directly. All right, if you're using a Chrome tab, whatever tab you use, if you're using a Chrome browser, whatever browser you're using, okay, you can just go in there and just type in Looker Studio. Once you click on it, it will tell you to sign up for free. And then once you click on sign up for free, it would ask you for your payment details. All right, so you need to insert your payment details for you to get access to Looker Studio. Okay, now this is Looker Studio. All right, this is Looker Studio. We are going to create a new data set. We're going to create a new report. One thing about Looker Studio is not Microsoft Excel. Looker Studio is not Microsoft Excel. Looker Studio is not a tool for organizing data sets or building data set like what you have in your Excel. It's a tool for visualization. If you can see my screen, give me a thumbs up, please. If you can see my screen, give me a thumbs up. All right, great. So I think so that might be from your end. All right, so Temitayo, just try. I think that might be from your end. You can try dropping off and then we join in the session. and that might fix the issue. So we are going to go ahead to create a new report, but we need to connect to a data source first of all. So I'm going to come over to where I have create. I'll click on create, and then I'll select data source. I'll try to be as slow as possible for those that are following through. All right, I'll try to be as slow as possible. So I'll select data source. Looker Studio can connect to close to 300, has over 300 connectors. Yeah, 300, I think that's the figure. What does 300 connectors mean? It means that you can connect from, who has knowledge of Power BI yet? If you know how to use Power BI, throw your hands in the air, throw your hands in the air. If you know how to use Power BI, just throw your hands in the air. So we don't have, I wanted you to throw your hands in the air. Oh, there's no hands in the air. There's only thumbs up. Okay. Okay. So Marvin used the raise hand icon. Okay. So Marvin used the raise hand icon. So I wanted you to, maybe throw your hands in the air. So we really don't have any reaction for throw your hands in the air. So we stick with thumbs up. Okay. All right then. So so for those of us that have knowledge of Power BI, you know that Power BI can connect to multiple data sources. You can connect Power BI to Microsoft Excel. You can connect Power BI to what? To SQL and any SQL server, really. Or okay, let me not exaggerate. Okay, you can connect Power BI to most SQL servers. I'm talking about your PostgreSQL. I'm talking about your MySQL. I'm talking about your SQL Server. I think Oracle as well. So you can connect Power BI to your Microsoft Fabrics. Same for your data, same for your Looker Studio. You can connect to multiple data sources. So wherever your data source is located, chances are, and Looker Studio has a connector for your data source. Looker Studio integrates seamlessly with Google Analytics, all right, and also with what? Google Ads. Google Analytics is used for tracking website data most times, all right, website data. Let's say your company has a website. They want to track things like the number of people that visited the website. How many users do we have? What's the website's traffic like? That can be tracked with Google Analytics. And because of the seamless integration between Google Analytics and Looker Studio, that is one of the reasons why many organizations that use and that have a website, and most organizations have a website now. Okay, let's not say most. Let's say many top end organizations, you should have a website. All right. That is the reason why many organizations that have a website, they are tilting towards what? Looker Studio. Because with Looker Studio, you can easily analyze the data from your website. We are going to be working with integration with the file upload. I can integrate with Google Sheets. All right, but for the fact that for each and every one of you on the call, you are going to have to integrate with the CSV, because when you clicked on that link, the data set was downloaded as a CSV file. So what we are going to do, I'll come over to where I have file upload. I have what? File upload. So I'll click on file upload, and then I can select multiple files. Now I can go ahead to click to upload files, and then it opens up my downloads. All right, so I just want to get the entire list, and yes, my data sets. All right, so I've downloaded it before. You can go ahead to download yours. Yes, my data set. I can click on that and I'll select open. I select what? Open. Easy. You just click on upload your file. Then wherever the file is located in your File Explorer, just click on it and you select open. And we have uploaded. The next thing I'm going to do is to click on connect. You can find connect at the top right. All right. You can find connect at the top right. Top right, you find connect. So we go ahead to click on connect. We go ahead to click on connect, and we have this. Looker Studio is what? It's a visualization tool. We are going to now go ahead to go click on what? Create reports. This particular field we are on right now is if you want to carry out some calculations before you try creating the report. That is what you do here. But that does not mean that you cannot create the calculations in your report. A report is also known as a dashboard. If I say report, I say dashboard. I'm talking about the same thing. So I'm going to go ahead to click on create report, and I want you to do the same. So we click on create report.
Exactly.
Okay, so please don't don't unmute if you're not, if I didn't call on you to speak. Okay, so we can use the chat box if you have questions. All right, so we don't waste time. So Felix says the screen is visible. I can see him talking and counting. Oh, thank you very much, Felix. Okay, thank you, Felix. So this, we're waiting for this to load up. And this is Looker Studio, the report page. This is the report page for what? For Looker Studio. We are going to build a pseudo dashboard. When I say pseudo, an incomplete dashboard. And you would have to complete the dashboard. We build the dashboard, and then we categorize the data. The reason why we are building the dashboard is because for you to be able to see your fields, for you to be able to see calculations, answers to calculations, like Excel, you can use the sum function. Once you use the sum function, you get your answer, no problem. You can use the average function. Once you use the average function, you get your answer, no problem. But for those of us skilled in Power BI, you know that when you insert a function in Power BI, for you to see the answer, you would either have to have something like a table view. You have to go to your table view for you to see the table, or you would have to use the card visual. That's if you use the measures in creating your calculations, in writing your calculations. In Looker Studio, there's no such thing as a table view. Looker Studio, don't forget this. Looker Studio is a visualization tool. That's just what it is. It's not Looker. So for us to be able to see answers to any calculations that we carried out, we must display that in a chart or a graph. We are going to work on a dashboard. All right, I'm going to delete this. This is a default table. I'm going to delete this this table view. I'm going to delete that. And then my dashboard, I want my dashboard to have a dark background. All right, we create the dashboard background, and then we go ahead to categorize our data, to group the data. So I'm going to click on theme and layout, and I'll just select the dark background. I want a dark background. Okay, so we have something like this. Okay, now I would insert a shape. I would insert shapes just to style the dashboard, to style the report. Over here, you see I have shape. All right, there's shape at the top. So over here I have shape. So I can click on that, and I'll just select rectangle. This is just for styling purposes. All right, I'll just bring this here. Just want to create some sort of template. Okay, and then I can over here on the rectangle properties, I have my border radius. I'm going to give this a radius of, let's say, 20 pixels. That's to just make the corners a bit rounded and look nice. Okay, and then next, I'll just copy this. All right, I'll just copy all of these. And I will use this to create a background, a dashboard background, or a report background. So you don't have to do this. You can do this later on. This is just trying to have some sort of background for for our reports. So we just go ahead to fill in the charts, the graphs. Okay, I'll bring that over here. And I can have something else here. Okay. I'll bring one more to the bottom. Okay, so this is going to be a very simple report. I'm not going to build this to the end. Like I said, I'm going to build something, just an example, just create something, maybe insert so charts or thereabouts, and then you would have to complete that. That'll be your task, that'll be your assignment. Okay, but let's move on. Now, back to the case study. Back to the case study. Eonet has an issue. They want to go ahead to analyze the data to get insight about the year's performance. They want to understand what do customers go for high-end courses, or do they go for low-end courses? To get the kind of answer, let's say we decide to work with a bar chart or a pie chart. So I can come over to add a chart. Over here, you see, I have add a chart. I have different charts I can work with. I'm going to select a donut chart. I can work with any chart really, but I'm going to work with a donut chart. And I'll place this here. Okay, I'll place this here. By default, I have some values. On the setup section, you see, I have dimension and I have metric. Dimension refers to what you are comparing. Dimension refers to what you are trying to take a second look at. Dimension refers to what you are trying to analyze. And the metrics refers to what you are using to carry out that analysis. Metrics refers to what you are using as the basis for comparison. At the moment, what we want to compare is what price. Oh, what is the difference between this price? Oh, the low price and the high price and the medium price. What's the difference? And what is the basis for that comparison? What is the metrics? The metrics is going to be the one that is purchased the most, the one that has the most occurrence in the data set. So what I'm going to place on my dimension, at the moment I have subject, I'm going to place price, and you see what would happen. I'll place price in the dimension, and then for the metrics, I have record count, which is not bad. Okay, so record count is not bad. What record count is showing is like it's counting the number of times it occurs. I can decide to use any of these really. So I can maybe want to use the number of lectures. Any of them is fine really. Okay, so let's use course ID. So in case if I want to count based on the number of courses, I can use course ID. I drag course ID, and I should have a similar report. All right, a similar visual. But you will notice there's something wrong. I'm going to make this bigger, and I want you to tell me. Based on this visual, answer the question. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer the question. Okay? Based on this visual, I want you to tell me. All right, I want you to tell me which are customers more likely going to buy. But are customers more likely going to subscribe for high-end courses or low-end courses? All right, so if you want to speak, you can use the raise hand icon. Okay, you can use the raise hand icon, and I'll call on you to speak. So share your insight with us. So are customers more likely going to go ahead to purchase or to subscribe for low-end courses? When I say low-end, I mean courses that are not expensive. Or are they more likely going to subscribe for high-end courses? And when I say high-end, I mean courses that are not as cheap as the others. So what do we think? I need responses. Okay, I need responses. Yes, I'm Stephanie. Please go ahead.
So based on this diagram, I mean, we can't really tell what number matches, um, like what exactly. So I can't really tell. I mean, I can see 27% here matches to others in the orange color, but I can't really tell. I can't really tell.
Fantastic. That's just it. Okay. You are absolutely correct, Stephanie. We can't tell, just like Stephanie can tell. Thank you very much for that, Stephanie. Okay, so you are very, very correct. We can't tell. And Stephanie, why can't you tell? Why can't you tell?
I can't tell because um I'm giving numbers, so it's like percentages are matching numbers. I can't really see like a categorical value to give like a specific maybe type or something. So it's numbers against numbers. I can't really tell like what it is. Yes, so there are no
Exactly.
categorical values. Yeah.
Exactly. You are 100% correct, Stephanie. In fact, I'm going to buff that up to 200%. Okay, so you are absolutely correct, and that is the issue. That is the issue with what? That is the issue with Eonet at the moment. This visual does not tell us anything, and we are going to fix that. How do we fix it, ladies and gentlemen? I welcome you to what we call calculated fields. We are going to go ahead to categorize the price column using what? A calculated field. All right, and we're going to do just that. Now, how do we insert a calculated field? On your data panel, at the bottom, you'll see you have what is called add data. You see you have what is called what? Add data. Now I'm going to go ahead to click on add data. Okay, I'll click on add data. Sorry, not add data. So that's not what not add data, sorry. So that's not what I'm looking for. I'm searching for add fields rather. All right, so add fields. Okay, so where's my add field? Okay, so that used to be at the bottom. Now, where did that go? So let's click on the data panel. Let's check the properties. Okay, so I should have add field somewhere around here. Okay, so we have add page, we have add data, we have add a chart. So where's add fields? Okay, so that's to collapse. Let me take a look at add data once more. So add fields can be found in the page before the report, but it used to be it's supposed to be so you can find add fields here. So this is add a field. This is what I'm looking for. All right, that's what I'm looking for, but it's usually in reports as well, not just in this page, except if a change was made like 5 hours ago or something, because Looker Studio is an online platform, so changes can be made just like that. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for, add a field. So that should be somewhere here. It used to be in this section. So you have add data, then you have add field as well. Okay, so we have add data, then you have another plus sign that says add field. Now, where did that all go? Okay, so we have add data. Okay, I think you should be in setup. Okay, so it seems I think we might have to use the add field from the data set. Okay, so it used to be here, but apparently it seems it's no longer here. Okay, or is there something I'm missing? It shows mostly when you have multiple tables. Thank you very much, Mayocon. All right, so Mayocon says it shows mostly when you have multiple tables. That is right, but it also shows when you don't have except maybe, like I said, a change has been made. Anyways, for us not to waste any more time, so we'll probably find it later on. What we do, we come back to this point and we add the fields from here. Okay, so we add the field from the other end, but it should be here. Okay, it should be here somewhere. It should be here somewhere. So let's try clicking on any of these. Okay, anyways, let's go ahead to okay, let me try this add data. It's not here, so there should be add fields. Anyway, let's go ahead to get that in from the page before. That's the field page. This is the field page where you get to see the different fields located in your data set. So let's add the fields from here. So we're going to go ahead to click on add a field, and then you see add calculated field. Now this is exactly what I'm looking for. Add what? Calculated field. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'll click on add calculated field, and then I can see new calculated field. I can see a formula bar. I'm sure we are all familiar with formula bars. We know about formula bars. There are formula bars in Power BI. There are formula bars in your Excel. In Looker Studio, for you to get your formula bar, it does not just appear anywhere. You need to actually add in a calculated field for you to get access to your formula bar. Now, we are going to work with two functions. We're going to work with two functions. We're going to begin with the if. We're going to work with the if function. The if function would help us categorize. The if function will go ahead to help us. The if function will go ahead to help us categorize the price column. All right. We use the if. We're going to use the case. The case is what we're going to use. But I'm going to show you the if and then work with the case. The case is actually better, at least to me, than using the if function. So for the if function, we can go ahead and say something like if. All right, so we type if. Unlike Excel, whereby when you're typing a formula, you need to begin with equal to. That's not the same case when working with Looker Studio. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'll type in if, and then your normal if function. I think if function is similar across board. So I'll go ahead to say if price. So over here we have price. I can click on price. All right, so I can click on that and it appears on my field. So I can say if price is less than, we just want to have a test. If price is less than 50, okay? If price is less than 50, how do I know 50? How do I know that there's actually a price called 50? In Looker Studio, there's no such thing as a table view, like I mentioned earlier. For you to see your data, for you to see what is written in your data, like the numbers, the values, the numerals, what's actually in your data set, you need to display that in a visual. Unlike in Excel, where you can just see your data set opened up, you already know what's in it. Unlike in Power BI, where you can go to the table view to get to see what is actually in your data. That does not exist in Looker Studio. Except a change has been made. Just like we can no longer find add calculated field. Okay, so yeah, so you don't have that. You cannot find it in your in Looker Studio. So for you to have an idea of what your data set looks like, you need to take a look at it from an external data source. You need to take a look at it from an external source, like maybe Google Sheets, or you can open it up in Excel to have an idea of what the data set actually contains. Just like now, I can see the different values in price. Okay, so I'm going to come back here and I'll say add price less than 50. All right, so I want you to, for that, this is saying for when price is less than 50. All right, do something. If not, do something else. If function returns true or false, the condition returns true or false. If something is true, you say, oh, I want you to go ahead to do this. And if it's false, you say, oh, I want you to go ahead and do this. Now, if it is less than 50, I have my comma. I would say, I want you to return food. Let's use food. This is just going to be a test. So I'm going to say, I want you to return food. Okay, so if the price is less than 50, I want you to return foods. And then if it is not less than 50, I want you to return what? I want you to return, let's say, no food. So you can see I placed the text in quotes. And the reason for that is because it's a string. And you need to place strings in quotes. If you don't place them in quotes, Lucas Studio is going to read it as a variable. So when you're writing text, you do well to place them in quotes, okay? So over here, I have my foods and no foods. What this is saying is that if price is less than 50, return foods. And if it is not less than 50, return no foods. And I'm going to call this field food field. Okay? I call this food field. Okay? Next, I'm going to now go ahead to save. So I save, and we should have food field in here. Okay, so I've been able to save. Okay, so it should appear. I think I might have to refresh. Okay, just give me a moment. Let me try refreshing. All right, so that should load up. So we should have our food field. Fantastic. So we have food field in here. Now that should also we can also try refreshing our report. Let's see, that should be somewhere here now and not yet. So let's try refreshing as well. Okay, it's a whole lot easier when you have add calculated fields in your report. It's a whole lot easier. Then you don't even need to refresh. So we should be able to see. Oh, now these are the fields. Now that's what I've been looking for. Okay, so now you see after. Okay, so all right. So it seems I might have needed to refresh. Okay. Are you guys with me? So now you can see other field, right? So maybe it didn't load up properly previously, and that's the reason why there was no other field. So I knew there should be other fields in your report. So yeah, so now you can see other fields. So it's easier. It's very much easier for you to add this. Then you can click on add calculated fields. Then you have a pop-up that would appear. All right, so you'd have a pop-up that would appear, and then you can go ahead to write your formula in here. Okay. So that's it. That's it about that. All right. So I'll just cancel, click on finished. Okay. Now we have a category called food field. Now let's see what would appear. So I'm going to click on this. Okay. And then I have food field. So I'm going to place food field on the price. So I'll drag that to what? I'll drag that to price. I'm going to drag food fields down to price, down to the dimension. Okay. And then we can see this makes a lot of sense now. We can see what? We can see fields that are foods and those that are no foods. I know that this was just a test. This was just a test for us to see how it works. Now let's actually go ahead to categorize what? To categorize the price. And what we are going to use. So now I'm going to click on add field. I'll click on add field, add calculated field. What we are going to use will be the case. Now, why are we going to use the case? Because for us to be able to for us to be able to categorize price, we can categorize price on, let's just make this three. We can make it 3 different categories. Let's say low price or free. Let's say free price or free courses that don't cost a thing. All right. So we have free courses, and then we have low courses, and then maybe medium price, and then expensive. Whatever way we do decide to go ahead to categorize. Okay, so that has different categories. Unlike the if, that it's a true or false. Like, oh, if it is true, do this. If no, do this. Now we are saying if it is true, do this. If it's not true, check for something else. I would show you what I'm talking about, and that would ease your understanding. We are going to work with the case. We could have decided to work with the nested ifs function, whereby we have an if function in an if function in an if function. But that's a little bit cumbersome. And I think the case function works great. Who does anyone here know how to use SQL? So if you know how to use SQL, just use give me a thumbs up. If you can work with SQL. Okay, so Ede can work with SQL, Stephanie as well. Tai can, all right, Kashmir can work with SQL as well. Fantastic. What about the rest of us? Okay, let's do it this way. If you know you can work with SQL, give me a thumbs up. If you know you can't work with SQL, give me a thumbs down. All right. If you can work with SQL, okay, so David does not know SQL, so Shola doesn't know. All right, Adegoke knows, Samuel knows, Betha knows, okay, Choma knows as well. Okay, great. Now, I would explain what the case function is for those that don't know that don't have knowledge of SQL. But for those that have knowledge of SQL, I'm sure you know about the case. You know about the case function. Case. Do we know about case? Okay, so Stephanie knows about case. The rest of us, we don't know about case. We only know about select and from. That's the only syntax we know. The commands we know, select and from command. We don't know case, okay? We only know select and from. Okay, so apparently, so it seems we okay, great. So we actually do know the case function. Great. So we are going to go ahead to work with the case. All right, we're going to go ahead to work with the case, and I would explain what the case does for those of us that don't have knowledge of the case function. Okay, so we'd say case. We begin with case, and then I'm going to write the function. I'll write the function, and then I would explain what the function means and what it does. So we begin with case. So we have case, and then next we have end. Okay, I would explain what it means. Just stay with me. So I have case, and I have end. Okay, and then next I'm going to have so I'm going to have the when. Okay, so just try. Okay, I don't think I can write a function that way. Okay, so we have case, and then we'll have when, and then we'll say when price. So I'm going to scroll for price and search for price. Okay, so I have price. So when price is equal to 0, okay, then we'd say call this a free course. All right, call this a free course. Or that's when price. So I'm just going to go ahead to click on price. When price is less than, so we're just going to have 3 or 4 categories. When price is less than 50, okay, when price is less than 50, we'd say then we'll call this low price. Or when price, so when price is less than 100, so I'll explain all of this. Okay, like I said, when price when price is less than 100, then we can have a call this mid price. And then when, okay, so we have mid price, so we can have one last one. So would use the else instead. So I'm going to take all of this off. Now say else I price. So everything above 100, we say I price. okay, and then would end. This is the case. This is the case. Now, how does the case work? How does the case work? When working with the case function, I usually love to give this analogy that when working with the case function, you have to become a town crier. Okay, when working with the case function, you have to become a town crier, and I'm sure we know who a town crier is. Do we know about town criers? Town criers, those that give announcements back in hamlets and villages. We don't know about town criers. Is that the case? Okay, so oh great, so we know about town criers. All right then. So but when you're working with the case function, you become like a town crier. And why do I say that? A town crier, when they're about to give an announcement, they begin with the gong. So they hit the gong maybe twice or three times. Okay, gong, gong, gong. And then they go ahead to say, oh, I have an announcement for you. All right, I have an announcement from the king. You need to gather in the market square by in 3 days' time, okay, or something. But they go ahead to hit the gong and to go and to give an announcement. So they need to announce their presence. Oh, I'm here. I'm about to give an announcement. Working with the case function is similar. For you to work with case, you need to declare that you want to work with the case function. And what do I mean by making a declaration? You need to type in the case. You write in case. That way, you are telling Lucas Studio that, oh, I want to work with case. I'm about to work with the case function. So you go ahead and you write in case. And then, just like the town crier, after giving all of the information, they've given the message, they've made the announcement, then they'll tell you that, oh, I'm done with the announcement. And maybe this time they hit the gong once and they say, oh, gong, I'm done with the announcement. So you can go back to whatever it was that you were doing previously to their arrival. And that's the same thing for the case command. Just like the way you make an announcement of your arrival by typing in case, you also will go ahead to mention that you are done with the function now by typing in end. And what that means is that for every case function, there must be a case and an end. There must be a case and an end for every case function. Okay, you must have a case and an end. Every case. So it's not like, oh, sometimes it will be there, sometimes it's not there. Remember, like I said, you are going to be a town crier. And so you announce your presence by typing in case. And when you are done announcing your presence, okay, when you're done with your message, you then end the conversation. You let the people know that I'm done. You can go ahead to whatever it is you were doing prior to my arrival. That's the same thing with the case. So you are going to have the end. Now, in here, between the case and the end command, you now have all of these. This is the message. That is the town crier's message. The message that the town crier goes ahead to say, oh, we need you to gather in the market square in 5 market days. We have a festival and, we need to plan, celebrate. We need to celebrate the New Year festival or, something. Okay. That is the same situation for you when working with the case function. You declare that I want to work with case. You go ahead to say, oh, I want to work with case function. You tell Lucas Studio this. You go ahead to give your message. You go ahead to type in your function, to type in your condition. You go ahead to type in your criteria. You go ahead to categorize your column. And when you are done, just like the town crier, you then just say, oh, I'm done. And then you type in end. And with this, we are now going to click on save. Of course, we are going to give a field name. All right. So we give a field name. We can go ahead to call these. Let's say we can say price category. So I'd say price category. All right. So I'll say price category, and then would save. Okay. Then would save. All right. Now that I've saved, I'm now going to click on finished. Click on finished, and then it would be in here. Now I can replace the food field with what price category. And now we can make sense of the data. This makes more sense now, I believe. So now with this, we can see that customers are more likely to go for the low price course and then the high price. The low price accounting for 40.4%, and then the high price 26.2. Then we have the mid price 24.8. Remember, the high price are courses that are $100 and above. Okay, and then for this we have those that are below $100. Sorry, that's $50 to $100, and then these below $50, and then of course these are the free courses. Now this is the way you categorize your data. We are now going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead to resize this, and I would style it. Remember, I mentioned I'm going to be building it, I'm going to be building a half dashboard. We're not going to complete this. Okay, so we're not going to complete this. I'm just going to go ahead to try to style this a bit. Okay, I'll try styling this a bit. So I'll bring this to this point. Okay, I'll bring this to this point, and then I'm going to take off the legend. I don't think I need the legend. So I'll come over to style, where I have style. I'll click on style. Okay, I'll click on style, and then I'm going to scroll down to where I have a legend. So I should see legend somewhere. So over here, you see I have label. So the label is the legend. So currently it's on auto. I'm going to turn it off. Oh, sorry, not the label. So the label is for the numbers. That's the 40.4%, the 26.2%, and all of that. Okay. So for this, we can go ahead to increase the size. So maybe I can make this 30 pixels. Okay, so I can make that 30 pixels, and then we get that displayed. Okay, and then what we are also going to do is to turn off the legend, just like I mentioned. So we are also going to turn off the legend. So it seems 30 pixels might be a bit small. Maybe we can make this 96 pixels. Or this is just taking time to load up. Okay, anyways, while we're waiting that, we're going to go ahead to turn off the legend. So I'm going to turn off the legend. So we have the legend over here. I'm going to turn that off. I'll just scroll down. So you see I have this none. There's the if I want the legend on the right, I want it at the bottom, I want it at the top. This is I don't want the legend at all. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I will click on this. Okay, I click on that, and then from the font color, so this should be white. I think we can take this back to. I might need to refresh again. I think I might be having some issues from my own end. I might need to refresh again so this gets displayed. Okay, just give me a moment. Let me try something. Okay, so I think I would need to refresh. So let me try refreshing again. I was waiting for that to pop up, but apparently it seems it's taking its precious time. Or I can take this back to auto, and let's see if that will do the trick. Okay. All right. So okay, great. So I think I'll make this the contrast. I'll make this low. This just seems a bit slow. I'm just going to leave this in auto for now because, of course, we don't have the time to style each and every one of these. So what I would have loved to do would be to increase the font size, and then I would change the text, and also I could change this from a percentage to something else. But keeping this in auto would mean that I'm keeping that in auto would mean that Lucas Studio will go ahead to help us make the decisions. Okay, I think I can put it that way. So now I have this. I'm going to go ahead to change the colors. That's the colors of the slices. So I'll scroll up to where I have dimension values, and I will select. I'll first of all make this. I can make this thinner. Just increase the radius, I guess. Make it. I usually love. I love values that are this donut charts that have smaller slices. And then I'll click on single color to change the color. I'll click on single color, and then at the moment I have just blue. I'm going to make that, maybe I could make it teal green or something. So I'll select that, and then I can select, let's say, teal green, okay, or something darker. Okay, so something like this. So of course you can go ahead to style these to make this better. One last thing that we can do, is that I want to insert slices. I want to insert slices. That's a slicer. All right. I said slices because I was looking at inserting more than one. That's different slices. But I think we can just work with one because we are, of course, we're already out of time. So to add a slicer, what you do is that you come over to add a control, and then there are different fields you can use. Let's go with the fixed size list. So I can bring that over here. All right, I'll bring that over here, and then I'll just select, I'll click on that. Okay, and then at the moment, it's being filtered based on price category. I can select any field I want to use as a basis for the filter. So when I click on any of these, it filters the entire dashboard. So I can uncheck low price, and you see this shows me just this takes off the value for the low price. So I'm going to rearrange this a bit. Just make this smaller, and I'll bring this over here. Okay, I'll bring this over here. And yeah, so there are other, I can take off the background. I can take off the background of this slicer. So I could come over to style, not the slicer, sorry, of the donut chart. What I'm just doing now is showing you different ways to style your visuals. Over here, if I scroll down, you can see I have the background. So I can decide to change the background color. I can change the borders. I can insert an header or a header and all of that. I can also insert a text box for when I'm looking to type in, for when I'm looking to give my dashboard a name. So I can insert a text box. Now, what I want you guys to do, this is what we are going to end today. Like I mentioned at the start of the session, it's going to be a pseudo dashboard. A pseudo, not even an app dashboard, a pseudo dashboard, because it's false. This is not completed. This is just a single chart, okay, a single visual. All right, so I would want you to go ahead to carry out some more analysis. All right, carry out some more analysis, do a little bit of research on Lucas Studio. We've been able to cover the fundamentals, which what we've been able to do today. You can go ahead to build a great dashboard. That's go ahead to visualize some more insights and all of that. And one challenge I want you to take on is that there's no questions for you to answer. I purposely, that's the slides you're going to receive. I did it purposely that I did not have any such thing like tailored analysis, because something I've noticed nowadays is that many data scientists and data analysts, you are usually waiting for, oh, what questions should I answer? How should I know the questions to answer? What should I go ahead to do? Okay, how should I know the questions to answer? In the real world, no one is going to give you that. When you start working as a data analyst, as a data scientist, no one is going to say, oh, we have the issue. Yeah, 10 questions, go ahead and answer the questions with Local Studio. Or yeah, 10 questions, go ahead and answer the questions with what? With Power BI. You are going to have to come up with the questions yourself. You are going to have to come up with the insights yourself. And you can do that. There are different tools you can use. You can use AI tools. You can just use your own knowledge of it. You have the data set. Take a look at the data set. Come up with different visuals. Build a fantastic dashboard. Go ahead to tag post the dashboard on LinkedIn. You can tag myself. You can tag Amdari as well. All right, and that's something I would definitely be looking out for. And of course, more projects. There are so many things you can do with Looker Studio. Like I mentioned, Looker Studio has this seamless interaction with Google Analytics. And so there's more projects you can work on using Looker Studio. And of course, you can find that on Amdari. Amdari is a fantastic platform whereby you can, as long as you're a member, you get to have different courses, different end-to-end projects, industry projects that you can work on to give you more knowledge about tools like Looker Studio. Having knowledge of Power BI and Tableau is good, but you want to try to transcend all of that. And adding Looker Studio to your skills, adding Looker Studio to your CV is definitely going to put you above others in terms of the job search. All right. I hope we did enjoy the session today. I hope we learned a thing or two and we had fun. I hope that was the case. Like I mentioned at the start of the session, that there are three things that we're looking to accomplish. Three things. And what was number one? Can someone remind me what was the first thing? The first thing I said that we are going to achieve today. Number one. There are three things. What were the three things? No one remembers. Okay, Stephanie says have fun. Fantastic. That was number one. What's number two? Number one was to have fun. And what was number two? Number two was to what? So you can also unmute. Okay, you can also unmute and speak. So we get this done a whole lot faster. All right. So what was number two? We forgot it. Oh, really? Anyways, so number one was to have fun, which I'm sure we all had fun. Okay, number two was to learn something, and number three is or was to the fact that you joining the session today just made your day a whole lot better, and I'm sure that that was the case for you. Thank you very much, Omobi. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Isef, for that session. Guys, if you had fun and learned a lot from Isef, please just, I mean, you guys already giving him a round of applause. So that's amazing to see. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay. So you had fun. There's no need to ask again how impactful that has been. But I believe that you guys have learned something new. Most of the people on the call actually said they've not used Looker Studio before. So I believe that you guys have gained insight. And he gave you like an assignment, or let me call it a task for the week, because this session is going to be every week, every Sunday. So there's something new to learn every now and then. So it would be so great to see you guys work on the task that he has given us. Yes, please. You get the attendance form. Hi, Tomiwa. Please drop that attendance form for them to fill. So yes, as I was saying, right, it would be great to see you guys take up the assignment. We're looking out for it. You never can tell. It might be, something at the end. Isa might even give you something if
Of
you impress
course,
him
of
enough.
course.
I mean, ensure you tag him, ensure you tag Amdari, ensure you use the hashtag free practical session. Amdari free practical session, and we will. Okay, I said you want to go over the assignment again. Someone is asking that she joined.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the assignment is for you to complete the dashboard. We built a pseudo dashboard in class. All right, and you can go ahead to complete that. I showed the basics. How you can insert a chart, how you can add in calculated fields if you're looking to carry out some calculations, and how you can add in slicers. Okay. So with these three things you'll be able to learn, completing that dashboard should be a very easy task. Okay, a very easy task. So as soon as you get the dashboard completed, post on LinkedIn. You can use any design you like. Okay, on that's the dashboard design. Post on LinkedIn, tag Amdari, tag myself, and of course I will get to see that.
All right. I hope that is clear, Fumilayo. I hope that's very clear. Can you give me a thumbs up if that's very clear?
Yeah, that's very clear, but like there's no timeline given. So what's the timeline for doing it? Is it by the next free session?
No, it's actually this week. You have to complete it this week before Saturday. And yes, you'd get the recording. Nuzla. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Yes, you get the recording of the session. Okay, so Fumilayo, please, if you're able to, the deadline is this Thursday, so you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to make your submission. Submission is done by just posting on LinkedIn, tagging ISA, tagging Amdari, and using the hashtag Amdari Free Practical Session. If you forget the hashtag, please drop a question in the group and we would attend to that. All right. David, please just reach out to Tomiwa. She'll give you the slides. Just reach out to Tomiwa. Okay, so guys, before we close the session, is there anyone here who is not familiar with the Amdari platform? I would love to do a quick run through of what you can gain using Amdari, what you can gain jumping on Amdari, what you can gain using Amdari to build your work experience. So if you've never used Amdari, you don't have an account with Amdari, give me a thumbs up. You've never used Amdari, you don't have an account with Amdari, give me a thumbs up. Just who else? I'm actually on the lookout. I'm trying to see the people who don't have an account with Amdari yet. So I would like to, yeah, I see Fumilayo's hand raised.
Yes. Sorry, ma. Let me quickly ask the question.
Okay,
When you say accounts,
okay.
is it like a subscription based account on the main website, or what account do you mean? Because I think I'm
A
just on
user,
a lot of
a
group
user
pages.
account.
No, I don't. I don't.
Okay. Okay, just a user account, not subscription, but like you've signed up on the platform. That's what I mean. Are you signed up?
I should think so, but let me confirm, please.
Okay, so let me just do a quick run through of the platform. I wanted to know how many people are not familiar with Amdari. So, you have an account with Amdari, meaning you've signed up. Give me a one in the chat. You have an account. Give me a one in the chat. Okay, Stephanie does. I'm still on the lookout. Okay, Samuel does. Okay. So you have an account. Why haven't you subscribed? Because I know you guys are not subscribed. Juliet, Shika, Samuel, Stephanie. Okay, so this is the Amdari platform, and from looking at it, you see that it helps you gain work experience, right? By working on real world projects, right? These real world projects help you to enhance the needed, helps you to enhance the skills that you've gained while learning or while transitioning into the data space. Now, Looker Studio being one of the tools that you get to, perfect when you work on projects on Amdari is something that ISA has given you like a proper and detailed practical session on, right? So if you move on to the platform, you'd see right here that we have different tools, which is Microsoft Excel, Power BI, Tableau, Looker, which you learned, SQL, Python, and all that. You get to work on these projects that have you get to work on projects under these tools. You get to also work on projects in various industry, energy, general business area, manufacturing, finance, logistics, and all of that. So I would like to know who wouldn't want to have as much experience as needed here. Like you're struggling to get a job, you're struggling to even like impress recruiters, and you want to have an impressive portfolio. Just react in the chats, or just you're struggling to get a job. You want to have a strong and solid portfolio. I see David's hand raised. So David's giving me a thumbs up. Who else is struggling to get a job, struggling to impress recruiters, struggling to have an impressive portfolio? You're on this call, and that's you. I'd like to see that. Blessing is also reacting in. Olufumilayo, I believe you want to give a reaction. Yeah, the same thing with Shika. All right. So that, yeah, Bertha, the same thing, Adewale, the same thing. So I believe this platform speaks to everybody on this call. You're struggling to get a job ready portfolio, you're struggling to have employers see you as, okay, someone who is capable to deliver the job, and you want to work on projects, then you should be using Amdari to do that. Now, the free plan on Amdari only gives you access to 6 projects, right? And if you're only interested in data science, that means you only get access to 2 free projects, which will really help you to enhance your skill set in that particular industry, or that particular, you know tool. Like if there is a particular tech stack under that, and then you get to add that to your portfolio. So that's that project that falls under, and you can see it right here. Free project, you have access to 6 free projects, 2 under data science, data analytics, and data engineering right here. And these are the projects. This one, for example, falls under data science. This falls under data science as well. I can click here to view all, and you see the other ones that fall under data analytics and data engineering. You click on it to start the project, you get redirected to the page where you can work on this project. The project is automatically, when you click, I know that some people who have used the platform would be familiar with how it works. The videos are guided. This is where you access your data set, right? You access your data set from here, and it's so easy, and the platform is pretty much user friendly, beginner friendly. And if you're just starting out, you don't need to worry, oh, I don't really have in-depth knowledge, or I don't know how to do this. There are guided projects, and this is where you see them. Isa showed us a data set of the project, of the company. That's the company we used in this case study, and he showed you the data sets on the platform. This is where you access data sets of the different companies. These are real businesses, these are real companies, and you have a portfolio right here. The portfolio builder helps you to, showcase the projects you've worked on. Recruiters want to see what you have done. It's not just about submitting your not just about submitting your CV. And one of the things you gain on this platform is virtual internship experience. We know that the best way to learn is by doing, not just by, accumulating theoretical knowledge. When it really comes to doing, you know that the real world case is actually different from when you were just digesting the information. When it comes to the time to do it, that's when your ability is put to test. And how do you build confidence? How do you build how do you build the confidence that helps you to defend what you've learned if you don't put into action everything that you've learned in class by working on projects? So that's one of the things that you're able to do on Amdari. And we cannot overemphasize the place of confidence when you're trying to when you're trying to apply for a job. If you're confident enough, the recruiter is able to say, okay, I can trust this person's ability. And from your place of confidence, you have your portfolio to back everything else you're saying. And because when you were working on those projects, you encountered certain things that your trainer in class might not be able to cover. Because I mean, how many things from their wealth of experience can they really divulge or put out to you in just maybe 2 months, 3 months, or 4 months? I mean, this is someone who has been working for maybe 4 years, 5 years. They cannot compress everything into 4 months, right? But if you expose yourself to projects that will help you build the needed experience, it's like you're investing in yourself. So just see Amdari platform as a platform that allows you to properly invest in your professional career. And we cannot afford as professionals to just, be stagnant. You don't want to be stagnant. If you feel comfortable in your role, even if you have a job, it doesn't mean you should be comfortable, right? I am not comfortable. I need to keep evolving. I need to keep getting better. This is like the list of my capability that I should be. Growth is when you look back and you say, oh, I cannot believe that a few years ago I used to be here. Now I am high up there. It's impressive. Growth to see. How do you grow? By improving on yourself. When you work on projects, you're able to achieve that. So just like I said, just see Amdari as a platform that helps you to continue to grow. See Amdari as a platform that helps you to invest in your skill set. Again, Amdari gives you that virtual internship experience. Amdari exposes you to so much more. We have sessions like this that keeps helping you to build your skill set. One thing I love about reading ISES bio was the part where he mentioned that after he mentioned all of the areas where he's skilled, he said, I'm most or more recently predictive AI engineering, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just, yeah, I think he said more recently, I'm trying to remember that part again. So you can see that people are, yeah, predictive AI engineering, exactly. So I didn't get that wrong. You can see that even I say is evolving. So previously he was not skilled in that area, but now, and tell me how he's gaining that skill set if he's not either learning on other platforms, you know, working on projects that would also help him to develop that area. So even experts are still learning new things because every time the tech world is evolving, I mean, it's so fast paced that you just need to keep abreast of what is going on. That's how we stay abreast. I am also learning another new skill right now. I won't say, oh, I'm at this peak, and that's, I mean, I have a job, right? I don't need to start looking for a job, but we don't learn skills because we are looking for jobs. We learn skills because we want to stay relevant, we want to stay in demand, we want to keep adding value to the companies we work in, and we just want to be sought after. You just want to consistently be relevant. So if we're talking about new things in a team meeting, or we are looking for ways to push the company forward, and we are not evolving ourselves, how do we then help the company to proceed? And when it comes to sharing new ideas, and you happen to be that person who either churns out those ideas that helps the company to take another leap, or attain another feat, or hit another milestone, it will be in record that it was from maybe Fumilayo's suggestion that we got to implement this, and we got here. Oh, it was when Wasil said this that we got to, we implemented that based on his findings, based on his analysis, based on his research. We implemented it, and it helped us to, like, spike up our sales, helped us to gain this or gain that. So even companies need to evolve, and staff members are like the lifeblood of the company. So when they are evolving, they are pushing the company forward. If you're that person that gives the idea and the company moves forward, I mean, that's it. So that's one thing that Amdari helps you to do. Consistently helps you keep learning, because we drop projects on the platform literally every month. Like every month there is a new project, and it's more like every 2 weeks we are dropping and we recently dropped 10 new projects on the platform last week. So you know that even these projects are not outdated projects. They are based on the recent happenings, the recent technologies, the recent, based on the findings and things that we see that, okay, this is currently in vogue, we're adding it to the platform. So it's very important for you to take advantage and see Amdari as that platform that helps you to grow your skill set. I'll be taking questions shortly. So if you checked out our pricing page, for example, so I've showed us the portfolio page, and also, yes, the job board. You're able to, streamline your job application. You're able to see, okay, which company is hiring, where can I do my job search, and you can just see that this job, for example, is just 2 days ago, right? So we are constantly updating the platform with new jobs every now and then. So you want to be on Amdari platform, and you can only access it when you're a subscribed member. So let me click on upgrade, for example, and we get redirected to, let me share this tab instead. We get redirected to the pricing page. This is what the pricing page looks like, right? On Amdari, this is what the pricing page looks like. And you can see that we have the starter plan, which is the free plan. And this plan gives you access to the online portfolio builder, 1,000 minutes of guided projects, real-time progress, personal learning, access to 2 free projects. You go from zero to, job ready, and you also access employability sessions. Now, this part falls under individual plan. So this is pretty much for training organizations. So you can just see that we just told them to contact support. So you don't need to worry yourself about this. While this part is the professional part, and you can see that we said it's recommended. That's because you get virtual internship experience, you get personal learning plan, learning plans that help you to keep growing and evolving. You have quite a number of things that you can benefit when you subscribe to the professional plan: LinkedIn optimization, CV review, work reference letter, and all of that. And you get to also be featured in a tech blog. So if you've tried to apply for maybe Technician, for example, or all of these opportunities, they will typically ask you if you've spoken at an event before, if you have like a Technician, if you have a blog that you've written on it, on a tech blog, if you've been featured, these are requirements that Amdari gives you access to for free. So you just need to be on, and you can see that we recommend this professional plan. And currently, we are giving out a 50% discount. The price is 500,000 naira, but we're giving a 50% discount. So if you apply the coupon code Amdari08, you get your 50% discount. And right here, we have the unlimited plan. This one just gives you access to lifetime gives you lifetime access to Amdari. It's a one-time payment. You don't need to renew your payment. You don't need to at all. And you have access to future content, future projects for as long as possible. You're on the platform and you're accessing everything, every amazing offer that Amdari has. It's like investing in your career for life. Yeah, so that's what and if you want to compare the pricing, you can definitely come here to compare the benefits and see, okay, what's here, what's there, what's here, what's there. So that's all of the benefits that you can get on Amdari. I don't know if anybody has a question for me. I'll be taking questions right now. So I think some people's hand were raised. So let me just quickly sorry. Let me see if there is any question in the chat. Okay, the chat. So does that mean we are all good? Does that mean we're all good? We don't have questions? Is there anyone here who would be subscribing to the platform? Which package would you like to subscribe for? I'd like to hear from you guys. Hi, can you guys hear me? Hi, Fumilayo.
Hi again. So my question is, if you pay that 500,000 naira, like for how long does it last? Like I'm trying to understand with the promo code, like what's the timeline? I think I like dealing with deadlines because it makes it easy when you are planning. So like what's the timeline to come up with a half of the amount? And also can you quickly go over the lifetime package again? My network was breaking when you were talking about that.
Okay, all right then. Ene, by the way, I saw your question and I saw that you're subscribed. I saw you made payments. Was it today or yesterday? Either of the two, but because we have a couple of people who also made payments yesterday. So, but I know that I saw you 100%. So I'll definitely grant you access. I'll definitely grant you access. So I'll take a look. All right. So moving back to you, Fumilayo. So okay, the deadline for this particular 50% discount is 3 days. You can see that it's right there, expires in 3 days. So you have 50%, take advantage of it. The 50% is on the professional plan, which gives you, and trust me, Amdari is working on a lot. So even benefits that you don't see under this yet, you will just see that we add something. And the fact that you've paid for it still means that you benefit from it, right? So we're not relaxing at Amdari, we're adding more value, we're putting more things. So for the lifetime access, that's the unlimited plan. It gives you lifetime access to the platform. What this means is you are making a one-time payment. You don't need to come back next year to make payments. And by the way, the professional package gives you access to it for 6 months, while the unlimited plan gives you access to it for life. So you have access to the platform's future content, if we like, and every other benefit that comes up next year, in 2 years' time, in 3 years' time. I mean, we are all young professionals. So it's still a very long road. Like it's a very long road and long path to evolving, growing, and staying relevant, right? So lifetime access gives you that opportunity to work on projects for as long as you want, keep evolving in the data space. As the AI space advances, you bet Amdari to also have projects that cover that. And you know what's currently happening? Jobs that were in demand 2 3 years ago are not as in demand right now. One of these jobs that I would call right now is product management. Because of the advent of business analysis, it has kind of put things, like, it has like literally everything in one, which is Scrum, project management, and all that. And this is pretty much what a product manager would do, right? But beyond that, a business analyst even has things like data, like analysis in the picture. So there are jobs that were relevant 2 3 years ago that are really not as relevant right now. But trust me, the data space is one space that I know for a fact that will keep being relevant because of the role of data in our lives. We use mobile phones, we use digital products. Data is being collected every day. Data is giving us so much information that is helping. The movie industry, for example, have been doing one thing in recent times, and it's them also so it's been them also studying the data. They notice that people consume more of movies that has to do with students wearing uniform. Why is that the case? Because people who use YouTube right now are either students in secondary school because they don't have money to pay for subscription. They're still living under mommy's house and daddy's house. So they don't have money to use for Netflix subscription, except someone whose parents have that. But these kids are more closer to their phone. So it's easier to just go on YouTube and watch movies, right? So it's either a movie they can relate with or nothing. And because of that, filmmakers have been doing one thing, creating movies that has to do with uniform. And this is to tell you that the data space is not going to die at all. I don't think it's ever going to die. And how is the data space evolving more? It's also with the, on around AI. So the more you advance, the better for you. So jumping on lifetime means even when Amdari increases its fee in 2, 3 years time, it doesn't affect you. You're on the plan, and all of that. But one thing that keeps affecting you is the constant improvement, the constant innovation that comes with Amdari, the constant evolving, because Amdari as a business will also keep growing. This is like the list of what we are going to be giving out on the platform. So I hope that answers your question. So unlimited plan gives you a lifetime access. You have access to virtual internship experience. You have access to future content when there is a project around AI and you want to, transition. You'd see all of that. When it's even like advancements in the data space, we have new tools and all of that. You always have access. So that's how the lifetime plan is different from the professional plan. Professional plan, 6 months. Of course, you can renew again, and yeah. So it just has limit to it. I hope that answers your question for me.
Yes, ma. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Fumilayo. All right. Does anyone else have a question? I'm checking the chat to see. Okay, lifetime subscription is $1,800. One-time payments, and you have access for life. Okay. I'm trying to see. Third question from NA. Is the LinkedIn optimization a class to teach how to optimize our LinkedIn, or it's handled for us professionally? No, it's actually a class to teach you on how to do it. It's best if you know how to do it because you grow better by doing. But if they do it for you, you just know that, oh, someone made it perfect. I really don't know how it was done. So if you do it yourself, you're able to share that knowledge with contemporaries, colleagues, or even junior colleagues that you happen to mentor at some point in time. Second question from N. For the portfolio, can the avatar be changed to a real picture? Yes, we'll push that update. Definitely. Yes, you'll be able to do that. All right. So, but welcome on board, N. Like I said, I saw that you made payments already. David, can we make installments payment? No, you cannot make installment payments on Amdari. You can only pay once, and yeah. Then is there a discount payment code for lifetime subscription? There is no discounts for lifetime because, like I mentioned, it's free access for life. Dave, sorry, I did go okay. So yeah, but there is 50% on professional. Okay, David says, oops. David, you can, I mean, NA has subscribed. We have quite a number of people who have subscribed. And like I mentioned, it's an investment in your profession, right? It's an investment for your career growth. It's pretty much an investment while also still learning. It's the amount you spend just to, you know what you're trying to get at the end of the day. So it's never too much to just do what's needed in order to get to that level. All right, so I don't know if anyone else has a question for me before we call it a close. You guys have been amazing. I mean, we've been on the call for 2 hours now. So I don't know if anyone else has a question. Wasu says there is a project where the data set didn't correspond with the data set on one of Amdari's projects. Please, Wasu, can you tell me the name? I'll take a look this night, correct it, and nudge you. You can drop it on the group so that I'll know it's you. Just drop it on the group. I'll know it's you, and then I'll let you know. Is that fine, Wasu? Just drop the name of the project, and I would so that when I fix it, I'll nudge you on that group that you can proceed. Are you subscribed, Wasiu? Because if you're not subscribed, I'm guessing it's going to be one of the 6 free projects. All right, all right. So just let me know. Okay. Is there anyone who will be making subscription anytime soon? Is there anyone who will be taking advantage of the discount? Oh, okay. Was you great? Great. I must have missed your name when I was checking the list of our new subscribers today. And I hope Ene and Wasi are on the exclusive group already. If you're on the exclusive group already, give me a thumbs up. If you're not, just send me a DM. Okay, great. Ene is on the exclusive group. If you're not, please send me a DM. You'd see my name in the group, Omaomi Tori. So just drop a message for me and I would add you to the group. But you're supposed to get an email that just automatically adds you to the group. Okay, is there anyone who would be taking advantage of the 50% discounts that we have currently? Just give me a thumbs up. Fumi, Goke, David, Ebong. Yeah, let me call names. Is there anyone? Kasman, Brian, Blessing, Adewale, Adeniyi, Abolarinde, Shika, Chioma, Idali. Hi, Fumi.
Last one. Yes, ma. So, like 3 days is a short time for some of us. You know, some of us are like now trying to get to this phase and we are not working and all that. So 3 days is a bit of a rush, but like we'll see. Anything we'll let you know if we be able to.
All right, all
So
right then.
I'm not sure when again we'll get to this discount code opportunity. So we'll just keep our eyes open, I guess.
Yeah, we might extend it to the end of the month. So just, take advantage if we
That
extend
would
it.
be
Yeah,
yes. I'll keep my eyes open. Thank you so
yeah. All
much.
right. You can also reach out at any time if you have questions, need clarity on anything. But like I said, we might just extend the coupon till the end of the month since we have a couple of people who are also hinting at that. Okay. How about the rest of the guys on the call? Patrick, Temitayo, Shola, Tife, um, Jackie, Fumi. I see we have quite a number of people who are also non-Nigerians. Florence, Felix. Is there anyone who will be making payment anytime soon? No questions. Okay, I believe we're so good. Yeah, David Ali is Ghanaian. Okay, great. Yeah. Okay, are we all good? So we can call it a close for today. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. Thank you, Fumi. And I believe that's it. So if you had fun today, you learned a lot, and we'll be seeing you next week. Please give me a thumbs up. You had fun, you learned a lot, and you'll be joining the next. Just give me a thumbs up. Thank you. I see a lot of hands. I'd like to see more reactions. I see hands. Tife, hi. Would you like to say something? Hi, Tife. Hello. Tife, do you want to say something? You can unmute yourself. Or were you just trying to give a thumbs up? I think Tife was trying to give it thumbs up. Okay, okay, all right. Thank you so much, guys. Have an amazing, amazing evening. Enjoy the rest of your day and have a productive week ahead. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.